What's up, guys? So today is finally a day that I answer a question that a lot of people have been asking me. I've had the car about 3 weeks, and I want to kind of give you guys my feedback on this versus my Gallardo as soon as I put my windows up. So, this car versus the Gallardo. Now, some of you earlier subscribers know that I had a 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo Coupe. I love that car to death. It was raw, it was just crazy loud, it smelled like fuel because there was no cats in it. So a lot of you early subscribers know what that car was, and it was an atrociously loud, awesome, raw car. This car is the total opposite of that. It's loud, but it's very subtle loud in the cabin. It's very refined, it rides nice. It's more powerful than the Gallardo, but it's manageable. This car, though rear-wheel drive, has one of the best traction control systems that I could imagine in a car. I think McLaren, I would vote McLaren other than Koenigsegg, maybe the Pagani and the Wyra have one of the best traction control systems out there. So I usually drive in normal mode on handling and sport mode on powertrain. That being said, the car keeps me straight when I want to. I can turn it over to sport, even track on handling if I really want to get kind of ballsy with it. But usually it's normal handling, sport powertrain. I want to keep that comfort. So in terms of speed, well, let me just be honest. Compared to the Gallardo, this thing is just ridiculously fast. The Gallardo felt heavy. You knew the power was there, but this car, the way that the turbos spool up and just the sense of speed in this car is well beyond what the Gallardo was. You knew you were going fast in the Gallardo, but you felt like you were a heavy fast, if that makes sense. You felt like you were basically, a heavy rock running down the road. You were going quick, and it wasn't like it was unstable or anything. It just was very, very noticeable. This car, you can be doing 70 into 35 and have no idea you're doing 70 into 35. And I'm being dead serious. In other cars and just in cars in general, you have a sense of speed without looking at the speedometer, right? You basically can know with traffic around you, and just you get a sense of speed and a sense of feel of what speed limits are when you're driving any other car. This car, you don't get that. I mean, you're doing 60 and 20s, 75s and 35s. You're wondering why people are going so slow around you. Well, they're not. You're just casually going by them. So this car is fast, very fast. Don't let 616 horsepower fool you. The way it puts the power down for it being a rear-wheel drive car is amazing, and I love it. Looks, well, let's just say the Gallardo, I think the Gallardo looked awesome. I think personally my Gallardo was one of the best pre-LP Gallardos out there. I think I had it tastefully done. I had the RSC LP 560 bumper. I had the Superleggera side skirts, the Superleggera wing. I had the Verde Ithaca paint, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the best paint jobs ever put on a car from the factory. And the lines, it had the very angular, very kind of straight cut Lamborghini lines. This car looks nothing like that. I mean, this car is very, I don't want to say subtle, but it's just a very set back car. First of all, it's white, so it's not bright freaking green like the Gallardo was. Second, it looks more of a refined machine. You could tell that this car was built purposely. You could tell that everything on this car was designed to go fast or to cut through air. So, the Gallardo, where there's some things in there that they've done for looks, and a lot of cars do, this car was pretty much built to cut through the air, go fast, and not give a shit. So, I miss the looks of my Gallardo. I really do. I think that was one of the better looking cars ever designed. I do love the fact that car was 2006, so it was 2005 made, and 10, 11 years later, people thought it was brand new. It was a freaking good looking, gorgeous machine. Now, That being said, I love the way the McLaren looks. I have outgrown, I think, that flashy, crazy color combo and have kind of bumped into the more gentleman's kind of Bond-like car. I think this car is very understated, but still looks quick. And there's, you know, you have to appreciate this car in person. I mean, the pictures and videos of the 12Cs just don't do the car justice. They look very held back compared to the 650 and the 675 in pictures, but the 12C in person, I can guarantee you it looks good, and it looks bigger than what it does in videos and in pictures. So I do miss the Lambo in terms of look. I love the 12C. I think the 12C too on the interior, way more modernized than the Gallardo was, so that's a plus. It was nice to step up into a modern car with a modern interior, more comfortable, rode nicer. So, which leads me into my next point. I'm in the IT field, so this car suits me for the type of personality that I am. Very picky. That's what McLaren is. Ron Dennis, Frank Stephenson, all those guys at McLaren, everybody who works there are very precise, very clean, very just built for a purpose. And that's kind of how I am. You guys know by now I'm very specific, I'm very picky. That's why it took me so long to find this car. So it's nice to be in this car. You know, everything in the cockpit just is positioned right. I like how the HVAC kind of controls are in the doors. That being said, the Meridian Gen 1 and the Iris Gen 1 aren't very good, but, you know, hey, we'll get over it. So I love that this car is very modern and techy, and it fits who I am personally, which is what cars should be, right? Cars should be an extension of who you are as a person. So, you know, hey, I can't complain there. Another thing that I kind of wanted to just bring up is this car. A lot of people give the 12C and McLaren, for that fact, not enough credit for the engine noise. You got a flat plane V8 twin turbo. It makes awesome noises. It's not a loud, callous V10, 5-liter V10 like my Gallardo was, but this thing has two turbos, and you can hear them, and it is awesome. I mean, you let off, you hear the blow-off valve. You're behind the car. If you guys saw in my previous video, you hear the turbo spool, it's just awesome. So, you know, there's some trade-offs for everything, as with any new car. But hey, you know, I just kind of, I love this car, and I'm very, very happy with it so far. I'll leave it at this. The doors go up. I don't have to say any more.
You want to know what I have? A fucking car whose doors open like this. Not like this. Not like this. These are not the doors of a billionaire, Richard. Fuck you.
Another thing, it's very, very nice to actually drive this car in automatic mode. You don't have to, I normally don't, but the Gallardo, everybody who knows those cars knows that they're pretty much useless in auto mode. They destroy the clutch. It's just nice to be in a car that you can just get in and go and not have to pretty much drive 24/7, you know, manual mode. So I drive mostly manual mode, so it doesn't apply to me, but it is very nice. Oh, one more thing that this car has that the Lambo didn't have that is just awesome and is a big difference. The active aero is insane. I mean, you wouldn't think that active aero, it sounds kind of douchey. Oh, active aero, I have active aero in my car. It's awesome. The car, the way that the air brake works and the way that it all works automatically, it makes a difference. You feel it. And the Lambo obviously didn't have any of that, and you couldn't really feel downforce, especially under hard braking. And the thing with this car is it's impressive how fast it accelerates, but the way that it brakes and how fast it can brake is awesome. I mean, and you really, really can feel braking in this thing. So, yeah. Well, guys, if you have any more questions, shoot them below. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at Troy Sowers. I post a lot, usually daily on there, so you get a lot of updates. And, you know, you guys can comment on there if you want to see pictures of the car on Instagram, whatever, comment. Let me know. So, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.